As we begin a new week, the thing that this is maybe one of the biggest of all. Many have been under bondage to death. Not only the fear of their own death, but the loss of a loved one. We may, if we continue in this pathway, depending on what happens, we may bring up grief later, and that would come into the area of grief, that people are just absolutely trapped into the hole of grief. But we're fearful. But why are we fearful of death? Because death is probably the greatest unknown that there is. If we are even, let me rephrase that, even if we are believers and we believe that ultimately we are going to heaven, none of us know exactly how that happens. Yes, if I could just lay down my head one night, close my eyes and die and be in heaven, there would be nothing to be afraid of, would there? But I don't know how that's going to happen. Most of us don't lay down our heads at night and not wake up in the morning. You deal with disease and tragedies and crisis and all of these different things that lead to death. And they are very fear-provoking things in our lives. So we not only fear that for ourselves, but we fear in the loss of loved ones as well. The scripture tells us that Jesus, that is Hebrews 2:15, Jesus came to deliver us from the fear of death. People think that they know this is exactly why Jesus came. There was so many things that Jesus was fulfilling. You are foolish if you actually think that you know the only one thing that Jesus came for. Jesus came fulfilling so much in those few years that he spent on this earth. And people say, no, Jesus came for this reason. Jesus came for all of the reasons. He was the fulfillment of all of it. And he came to deliver us through the fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. People will spend millions of dollars to try to keep themselves alive. Millions of dollars. Medicine and doctors and new techniques and new ideas and everything that they can put in. They'll spend hours and hours looking at things that may be causing their problem so that they can try to stop the problem and live. This chasing after immortality, and you can have immortality without chasing after it.